The prophet Elijah is one of the most interesting and colorful people in the Bible, and God used him during an important time in Israel's history to oppose a wicked king and bring revival to the land. Elijah's ministry marked the beginning of the end of Baal worship in Israel. Elijah's life was filled with turmoil. At times he was bold and decisive, and at other times fearful and tentative. He alternately demonstrates victory and defeat, followed by recovery. Elijah knew both the power of God and the depths of depression. Elijah, a prophet of God whose name means "My God is the Lord," came from Tishbe in Gilead, but nothing is known of his family or birth. We first meet Elijah in 1 Kings 17:1 when he suddenly appears to challenge Ahab, an evil king who ruled the northern kingdom from 874 to 853 BC. Elijah prophesies a drought to come upon the whole land as consequences for Ahab's evil. Warned by God, Elijah hides near the brook of Cherith, where he is fed by ravens. As the drought and famine in the land deepen, Elijah meets with a widow in a neighboring country, and through her obedience to Elijah's request, God provides food enough for Elijah, the woman, and her son. Miraculously, the widow's barrel of flour and jar of oil never runs out. The lesson for the believer is that if we walk in fellowship with the Lord and obey Him, we will be open to His will, and when we are in God's will, He fulfills all of our needs, and His mercy to us never runs short. We next see Elijah as the central character in a face-off with the prophets of the false god Baal on Mount Carmel. The prophets of Baal call upon their god all day long to bring fire from heaven to no avail. Then Elijah builds an altar of stones, digs a ditch around it, puts the sacrifice on top of the wood, and calls for water to be poured over his sacrifice 3 times. Elijah calls upon God, and God sends fire down from heaven, burns the sacrifice, the wood, and the stones, and licks up the water in the ditch. God proved He was more powerful than false gods. It was then that Elijah and the people killed all of the false prophets of Baal in compliance with God's command in Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 5.